Hey y'all, welcome back to S.WigginsTV. I'm your host, Worldwide Wiggins, and I'm back with another episode of your favorite show. Well, your second favorite show, Forgotten Hoods of LA. Today we gonna be using the voice of the people. What does that mean? I'm gonna be using the comments that I got on my videos in the past previously, to kind of conduct this video. Now, I know why you guys came here. You want to watch the Denver Lays or the Bloods that went and tried to set up shop in Gardena. You want to hear that. But don't worry, it's coming up. And, oh, by the way, I'd like to send a special shout out. My boy, COVID Goon, KG, who sent me the $40. Good looking, bro. He cash at me that. And to the other homie, you know who you are. I can't say your name. Sent me the $600, you feel me, to support the channel. I love both of y'all the same for that, bro. It's all love, bro. You real recognize real, bro. You see what I'm doing here, bro? Good looking, bro. And trust me, I'm gonna put it to good use. Definitely keep it cracking for y'all, man. And by the way, I got one more thing to say. You know that little that funny music that plays during the map? If you didn't know, that music comes from Street Fighter 2. And the reason I use that music on the map is because before I came to this country, I was 6 years old back in 1999. And I remember we was so poor. It was a third world country. Me and my brother was so poor. We used to come outside barefooted. There was one kid on the whole freaking block that we lived on with a Super Nintendo. And at that point, if you had a video game in this country on this block, you was a rich man. We used to come out barefooted and peek at his window just to, oh my gosh, whoa, animation. And at the time, the graphics was, whoa, what is this thing? What is this invention? You feel me? We was that poor. So I decided the song, the melody from that video game brings back memories. I see everybody in the comment section saying, bro, I remember that song. It's from Street Fighter 2. So I just decided to, revamp it. It brings back memories. It shows me how far I came in life. But that's not what y'all came to hear, man. We're going to be doing this a little different this time. So without further ado, here we go. Alright, overall Hooper Avenue, you got the 9-1 Dark Side Hustlers. Now, I don't know if they the same ones who's clicked up with the East Side Hustlers, over there on 104th or 108th, wherever they at, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, y'all let me know. But yeah, they was real reputable back in the day. They used to have beef with another hood called the YBI, the Young Bad Influence. Speaking of YBI, if you didn't know, I did a segment on the GBI, the Gardena Bad Influence, and the TBI, the Taurus Bad Influence. So I'm wondering where the YBI is at. And they also had beef with Hate Gang, aka the NYL2H, the ninjas, okay, the N-words you love to hate. You feel me? The 90th Street Original Hate Gang. Supposedly, they're affiliate of the Grape Street Watch. So I'm not sure how this all came about, but much love to them, man. All right, next. So, in 1976, they had the Hobo City Crips over there, the duplexes across Manchester and San Pedro in the Swans Hood. And some rundown duplexes, It was assumed that they transitioned into the 87 Gangster Crips. Shout out to my boy Zigzag. They transitioned into 87 Gangster Crips in the late 70s or early 80s. And all the OG homies moved back across Manchester from 82nd to 92nd Street in San Pedro all the way to Avalon. And oh, by the way, did you know there used to be a 9-4 Broadway Gangster Crips? Yep, I'm guessing this is in the early 80s, but this comment is not the only time that I heard of hood. Somebody told me this previously, but I kind of, in my hastiness, kind of brushed it off for the moment. Shout out to the BGCs, but the 9-4 Broadway Gangster Crips, I did hear about them. For sure, yeah. You know, apparently I'm thinking that they turned to 9-4 Hoover or 9-deuce Hoover, but y'all let me know, man. I'm here to learn as well. I'm not perfect, bro. Next, I remember what I did that Compton Avenue Crips segment, man. Somebody told me that on Compton Avenue in 67, they got a 6-7 Hustlers. And that's over there by the Florencia 13 hood. You feel me? Y'all let me know about that. You feel me? Shout out to my boy who put me on it, man. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I ain't got too much information about that, but I'm here to learn. Like I told y'all, it was the 6-6 or 6-7 Hustler Crips. Holla at your boy. Next. Right, we moved over to West LA. Most valuable pimp Gangster Crips. They was formed during the 1980s, and they go from LaSalle Avenue to Orange Drive. So a few kids in West LA came together, and they decided, hey, we ladies, man, and we and the girls and all that. And, you know, they named themselves the most valuable pimps at the time. Then from there, they bumped heads with another crew in the area called the West Side Pimps, ran by a dude named Menace. And then the two somehow joined forces. And then lastly, they formed another group on Orange Drive in West LA and turned into the most valuable pimp Gangster Crips, aka the MVPGC. But what I noticed about big hood territory that I want to bring up real quick, man, is that if you got a big hood, it don't matter how big you is, bro. Because not every little bit of your hood is gonna be occupied. You feel me? There's always gonna be a little pinch of the hood, little corners that's not occupied that people don't, you know, that's considered y'all hood, but people don't really care about because that's not where they post up. So I said that to say that's what the MVPs did with the 20s hood. They kind of took over sections that wasn't being occupied by the Bloods. All right, and if the way I'm interpreting this information is correct, they said they were stretched from Washington and LaSalle all the way down to Orange Drive, which is close to La Brea. And that's a very large amount of territory, you know, when you really think about it. Now, another section of MVP allegedly came from the schoolyard Crip hood, where allegedly two brothers met up in Lima Elementary School and linked up with some kids back in the 80s. And I don't know how true that is, so y'all let me know. But some of the G's that came from MVP, like I said, was Menace. Then you got Temper, Popeye, Slick, Snap, Dre, and Shade, just to name a few. Next. Oh boy. Now, I'm gonna keep it real here. I'm not here to disrespect anybody's hood or discredit anybody in any way. Okay? I was told back in the 80s, the Bloods came to Gardena. And as you know, Gardena is a Crip city. There's no Bloods there. You know, you got the Payback, Shotguns, the 146 Hustlers, and you got the Gardena 13. But it was said that the bounty hunters and the Denverlays tried to set up shop on 145th and Western. But unfortunately, they were removed from there. The Crips wasn't having it. They was very territorial. You know, they read up and said, hey, bro, we can't, this is Crip City. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can't have no Bloods in this area. So I'm not dissing nobody. You know what I mean? You know, that didn't really work out too well, man. As I could assume would happen if some Crips tried to set up shop in the Blood territory. I would expect the same thing to happen, but they was removed some time ago. Now, does that mean I'm dissing any hood? No. You know, I'm just here to provide a little bit of history Shouts out to my boy Drunk there from Denver Lakes, bro. It's all love. Alright? That concludes today's episode, bro. Shouts out to everybody, man. It's all love, man. And make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm out of here. Gas coming. Wait!